Hello everyone, and welcome back to Battle Brothers here for more Battle Brothers content as we follow along with the Boar Battalion. So in the last episode, we were quite successful actually. We did unfortunately lose one of our key Battle Brothers in the form of, I want to say it was no, we lost Johnny the DPS. And we had to substitute in Wigall, the polearm trash, but I mean, he's still pretty good for right now. So in the meantime though, we got plenty of stuff to do here. So we had ended off in Volstadt. We'd looked at a couple contracts. The first one was escorting a caravan about a day to the northeast to Altenhof, which is right over here, so very, very close. And the second contract was delivering cargo to Balon, the counselor in Sudheim, about a day to the east by the road. So I think what we are going to do is we are going to take the contract. Oh no, we should not be going. Should not be continuing work here. I think we're going to go through Altenhof, or we're going to go to Altenhof, excuse me. Before we do, though, we do want to set us up correctly. Is there anything that we can buy? Anything that we would like to purchase? No, I'm not seeing anything there. Anything at the armorer? I would not mind getting some improved helmets. However, I do want to make sure that we get enough to upgrade our retinue here, which is our current goal. I think I'm going to get the drill sergeant, and then we'll go from there. Now, alternatively, one thing we could do is we could get the scout. The scout makes the company travel 15% faster on any terrain and prevents sickness and accidents due to terrain. So that is quite nice. I've looked at a few of these just right before recording, just to remind myself of what they do. So contract negotiations, we have increase in ammunition and tools and medical supplies. We also have this guy. Now, the recruiter is a little bit less important in this playthrough because we have a mod which allows us to get better results quicker. But it's still very valuable. Obviously, the scavenger is also useful as that recovers tools and supplies from armor we destroy. And that could be extremely valuable from a financial perspective. But then there's also the drill sergeant, which is more experience and making men in reserve never lose mood. So of the three that I'm looking at, which are the scout, the scavenger, and the drill sergeant, I think I'm still leaning towards the drill sergeant. I also want to get the scavenger and the scout, but we'll see. We also have quite a few here that we need to unlock still for various reasons. So trade goods, a men with injuries at a temple, So this is actually very, very interesting. Every man without a permanent injury is guaranteed to survive a fatal blow, but I don't know that that's always worth it. It just depends. We have the lookout. The cartographer is very interesting, so you can discover additional locations for crowns. Very nice. And yeah, so I mean, there's quite a bit of stuff that we can do here. So either way, we're gonna start by collecting that. We're lagging a little bit here. Sorry. We're going to start by collecting that delivery. Oh no, they're both caravans. Okay, fine. We're gonna go to Altenhof. That's the end goal here. So let's get going. Oh man, I'm really waiting for news on Menace. I wish there was a little bit more communication from the development team, but I also know that the more you communicate, sometimes the more you have to promise, the more you have to put forward, and that distract people from developing. So totally understand. Altenhof is now well supplied. Let's see. So first off, do they have anyone interesting? Good ranged, but horrible ranged starting because he's a farmhand. So that's a no. Very nice though. Take a look at the marketplace. See if there's anything good and cheap here. We're doing okay on food. Nothing interesting there. And then a temple is irrelevant. Now, looking for 1,250 crowns, 1,300 crowns to escort a caravan to Hohenau, 3 days to the west. And I want to say that is all the way over here. And I think we like that, actually. I think we like that a lot. So do we want to take a look at anything before we go? Ammunition, I think we're okay. Tools and supplies, we're also okay. Bandages, that's actually probably a good pickup here. Other than that, though, I think we are in a good spot. Let's go ahead and take a look at our boys real quick. Just make sure that we are well equipped here. So we have a flail, a short sword, which I think we can actually replace with an arming sword here. I want to repair both of those because those are both good. Because that could replace the falchion here. 40 to 45, 20, 80, 20, 70. Yeah, so it's just a little bit better overall. So I think we'll replace Bodo and Wigald. Now, Wigald is, he's supposed to be polearm trash. But that said, I mean, he's not that bad. We also have a Sipar shield, which we can put on one of our Battleforged tanks, potentially. Guntram. Guntram's a dodge tank. So adding that Sipar shield would probably not be the best thing for him. Let's see. It's minus 16. That's not bad for Volkar, the Battleforged tank. And then that also frees up a Kite shield if necessary. But on top of that, we also have these. So 15-15 versus 15-20. So I think we're going to trade these out here. It's just an objectively, it's a little bit better. And then so you're also supposed to be a dodge tank, but your fatigue is quite poor. Perhaps what we want to do... Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I am not quite sure. Either way, we can upgrade you to this. You're wearing padded leather. This can be replaced with a gambeson. And I think we're in a good spot here. So, let's go ahead and take this contract, and we're gonna go. Sorry if you guys can hear the puppy in the background. She's quite excited about someone just knocking on our door. Fortunately, my beautiful wife will be able to take care of that. And also, I'm really interested to see what endgame scenario we have, because currently we haven't been, building up towards anything, just trying to build up the troops right now. And given that... Oh, okay. A fortune. Tell the fortune. I gained Sir Valdemar's bodkin. Okay. Hey, that's amazing. And we're getting chased by orc marauders. So let's quickly figure out. So this is a named rondel, I think. That's amazing. 20 to, okay, so let's take a look here. So I don't actually know if this is any good at all, but we're gonna compare it. So 20 to 40, 15 to 35, 34 damage ignored, 98% effective against armor, or 20 to 60. That seems pretty darn good. Now, is there anything special about it? No. I don't always recall if that is the case or not, but hey, you know what? We like that. We're gonna give that to Ascari, the desert god here. And actually, as we were thinking about this, you have a warforged. I still do want to give you something smaller. Well, you know what? We can do that. We can trade out that to you because you can at least use Lash to 100% chance to hit the head and go from there. Oh, thank you, militia. I mean, I would have taken the loot here, but not bad. Not bad. Alrighty here. See, nomads. Interesting. Some nomad cutthroats and outlaws. Oh, interesting. 2 of them. But they didn't want to fight me together. That would have been interesting. That would have been... I don't think those guys work together like that, do they? In any case, I got distracted way back when talking about Menace, but, oh, jeez, Noxeros, 13 of them. And then I got distracted again. And the Noxeros just aren't interested? Okay, that's fine. That is fine by me. So we do need to replace potentially Wigald and Bodo. Bodo's actually doing fairly well. He does have a Death Wish, which is also quite nice. Wigald is nothing but just kind of normal. He's just eh. And then Eberrold, our old Battleforged tank, is sitting out here in reserve with a weakened heart, but not phenomenal. Now, Siegfried, great stars, at least in number only. Good resolve, good melee defense, but 0 base melee defense. We do need a really good sergeant, so that is something to consider here. Good fatigue, decent melee stats, but no stars there. Decent initiative. Okay, HP. Let's take a look at our peddler here. Peddler is running with crappy melee, crappy range, really good range defense, actually. Plus 1 star. 2 stars in initiative, and 30 out of 40 in resolve here. Not bad in the fatigue department or in the HP department, but I don't think we can use you. And then lastly, we have our farmhand here, who is... Wow, interesting. So 4 out of 5 stars with 3 stars in defense. He's greedy and insecure. Never be of confident morale, so we got to pass on that. Siegfried is interesting, especially with the 2 out of 2 stars and 40 resolve. That's actually not bad. I think we may end up hiring him. So, Siegfried, you are going to be a sergeant. Is that how you spell it? I don't know how to spell sergeant. We're just going to go with that, and I'm going to be laughed at obscenely for, future reference. Because he's already better than Haroon, our Battleforge tank. Now, I mean, obviously, Haroon's a Battleforge tank. We don't necessarily care about his resolve as much, but nonetheless. So, that said, I think of the people that we don't care about as much, Wigald is probably one of the first to go. I don't think we have anyone else ready just yet. Let's look at the... Oh, did not mean to do that. All right, well, that's okay. That's my fault. Let's go to Markdorf here, and then try and collect another quest here. So we do want to get down to... Let's see. I just realized I lost sound, but it shows that it's still being heard, so I'm going to go with it. Anyway, so we need to go to Tanvir. 2,000 crowns, 2,200 crowns. Okay. That's not a bad deal. That is not a bad deal. Let's keep looking for a good sergeant here. Craven, not great. Good start, but yeah, no, that's unfortunately not the case. Daytailer, I know we weren't going to potentially get anything really good for that anyway. That's okay, though. I'm still happy we looked. These guys have pretty poor natural resolve. Good natural resolve here. +5 melee skill, +5 morale at positive morale checks. That's not a bad one. I mean, that's really not bad, actually. Erling, 58, 90, 108. How do you compare to Siegfried here? 62, 79. Of course, you're working with a minus. You're working with minus on that. That's fine. 97 initiative. Again, right, working with that. But you do have 3 stars in melee defense. And this guy has 1 star. And 2 base. So I think actually Siegfried is probably still the better option here. I am fairly certain of that. Yeah, he is the better option for a sergeant. That's okay, though. Not a bad decision anyway. Oh, excuse you. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That was bad. Don't want to do that. And we will go ahead and equip you with this. Now, one thing I've also wanted to take a look at is, do we have anyone who is particularly well suited to being a two-handed user? I'm thinking maybe Vernhard, the dodge tank. So we get -8 fatigue, -10 fatigue, and this is -10 fatigue. So that'll put you up to 17. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if this is a smart move, and in fact, it probably isn't, but I am going to try it. Now, on top of that, I also want to give Bodo this flail. So Bodo is very, very well situated in terms of the melee damage. We can also probably trade out Ludolf, this militia spear. We can probably give you the arming sword that was previously given to him. Volkart is probably also in a good position to trade out for something decent. If nothing else, at least a boar spear. No, you already have a boar spear. So Guntram needs to be put with a boar spear here. And that's primarily because it's just a straight upgrade over the militia spear. So that's that. Other than that, though, how are we feeling on these guys? So Ascari is going to be a dagger specialist. Aiden's the frontline DPS. We're going to end up replacing Bodo and Wigald. So that leaves 2 more. So we probably want at least 2 people in the back line with bags and belts and something else. So that's worth a shot anyway. Other than that, though, let's put bandages on you guys. I think that'll be good. And yeah, all right. I think we're ready. We're gonna take on this massive trip and call it good. We should be okay. I say that, and those are final great last words. But hey, you never know, right? Oh, there we go. There we go. Crappy $10 headphones. So just a little bit of maneuverability is always good. Now we are going to lose 4 days is 155 crowns a day, so we're going to lose about 600 crowns just on the way there, but we are still making a tremendous amount here. And yeah. Funeral. Perfectly sharp, glinting sword running across his chest with his grubby wormwood fingers clutching the pommel. No, we're not gonna rob a grave. I'm sorry, I'm not. Maybe in another playthrough, yeah, we can do like a raider playthrough, kind of like maybe just kind of a jerk playthrough, but we're not gonna be doing that at all. Oh, we got 12 nomads, many cutthroats, a few slingers. Oh, thank you, militia. Ha, that's amazing. We got lucky. We got lucky on the last one too. They popped out of nowhere and took care of those orcs for us because those guys were chasing us. Although I'd bet there's guys right over here. My only hope is that they attack us during the daytime. I would like to be able to leverage our hunters, which, you know, the Boar Battalion is named after all. And we're almost to Tanvir without a single issue, which is quite nice. We do have some caravan hands, no caravan guards, unfortunately, but that's okay. And once we land in Tanvir, we can also take a look at the arena. Excellent. I love it. All right, well supplied here. We have an alchemist, a weaponsmith, an arena, and a few people to look at for hiring. Now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and before I do anything else and spend all that money, let's go ahead and get our drill sergeant. Perfect. So now he's sitting eating chicken in the back with no hand, which is excellent. So we also now have the ability to keep people in reserve without people getting upset. Excellent. All right. Everyone is in good spirits. Now we have nothing to do. Let's take a look at the 2 recently retired desert bandits, and by retired I mean taken by the Vizier's lawmen, of course. All right, we will slaughter them. 990 crowns for 2 nomads here. Now, do need some food here, obviously. Thinking some trade goods might not be out of line here. Although we are running a little bit low on food. Let's get some tools as well, since they are very, very cheap, actually, which I quite like. May also be worth taking a look at some of this other stuff that we can purchase here, at least making sure that we have good equipment. Now, for these bandits are going to have dodge, and I do not like dodge. So what that means to me is that we need to bring things with additional hit chance. So slash, for example, spears are also good, but in this case, we are going to go with that. So we have Bodo the Trash Mob running with 33 or 34 melee defense. Relatively low initiative. That's okay. We may end up bringing Vernhard in. Vernhard is 5+ melee defense. So he's minus initiative. So maybe not with that. But of those that we could bring Ascari, the desert god here. So he has 63. Melee skill, melee defense is questionable at best, but let's say we equip him with a sword and a shield. He gets 30, which is great. We really don't particularly care too much about the range defense, so we're focused primarily on the melee defense, which in this case, the Adarga shields are going to be good, and then also the Sipar shield. Sipar is plus an additional 3, but it does come with a pretty significant hit on maximum fatigue as well. So we may pass on that. So we may just equip Volkart with a standard shield. That'll put him up to 79 fatigue and 29 melee defense as opposed to 33. Something to consider. In any case, the other thing that we want to do potentially is I would love to get nets. So do we have any nets? Does not look like it. Could we purchase any nets. We could purchase a net. I would love to get a net and potentially knock one of these guys out very, very quickly, and then we can surround the last one and go from there. Either way, we kind of need to figure out who we are going to be taking into the arena here. So I think Ascari is going to be one of them. So we'll bring him in. I think definitely going to be bringing in with a... I mean, did we bring in the dagger here? Like, that could be real nice. I know it's not great, but right. Let's say we drop this 79. We could replace your other equipment. It's a thought. It's a thought. His fatigue leaves a little bit to be desired, personally, but that's neither here nor there. Now, that said, the bodkin is 98% effective against armor, so very, very good when you compare that to even like the short sword. Does 30 to 40% damage, but is only 75% effective. Something to consider. Other than that, though, if we're bringing in 3 guys, so maybe having one in the back with that pike might not be a bad deal. 100% effective against armor, 60 to 80 damage, which is tremendous. So if we can bring someone in with a good hit chance, which I think is, yeah, 10% chance to hit with Impale. So it's pretty darn good. We may end up doing that. And I think actually that's probably not a bad deal. So one thing we will do though, is we are going to be replacing your helmet here. And then, let's see, we'll bring bandage with Ascari. Because I do want to get this guy leveled up as much as possible. I think we'll also bring, we want to bring Ludolf? Maybe not. His melee defense leaves a lot to be desired. It does suck that he loses 10 initiative, he has plus 10 initiative, but he is missing that ear here. I think Bodo the trash mob is probably going to be coming in with us. And then, do we want to bring Aiden in maybe? What does Aiden look like with a shield? 22. Not great. Not great. So maybe, let's get you equipped back up. But maybe instead, let's bring Volkart, the Battleforged tank. Probably replace your helmet with something a little bit more suited for you. 83 in total, which is great. And then let's get these guys. So let's get you equipped with your stuff over here. We'll get the Ancient Household Helm on you. So at least everyone has something right now in case I forget in the next round, which is entirely possible, you know. And then we'll give that to you. We'll keep Volkart. And Bodo. Bodo with the flail, doing a lot of damage. I'm hoping. Now, obviously, it doesn't have the additional stuff, but it does ignore the bonus to melee defense granted by shields, which is pretty significant here. So, I'm hoping that will allow us to really kind of chunk these guys down very quickly. And then I think we are going to be giving the arming sword to Volkart here. And we'll give you the boar spear. We'll eventually trade that back. Everything's kind of in flux right now, but that should be good. Now, we'll throw the net, switch over to the pike, then go from there. Hopefully this works. Fingers crossed. Get the crowd something to cheer for. All right, so we do have a big and bad pole mace, which is not great. This guy, the Nomad Outlaw, is a little bit less concerning to me, personally. So we have good initiative on this guy. Okay. Ooh. Let's throw the net on him. And then we can swap over to this pike. Let's get this guy down as quickly as we can. Good hits. 63% chance to hit. And we get a pierced chest. Immediately is good. Gets stunned, unfortunately. Excellent. That guy's down. Ooh, that's a big hit. Ooh. Ooh, Ascari. Look at that. 1 HP. Get out of the way. Everybody run. We just about lost Ascari. All right. Oh, come on. Don't throw dirt at me. Troll. We're just gonna... I'm really glad I didn't lose him. That scared me to death. Okay, leave you. Okay, hit him. Nope. Yes, excellent. All right, so Ascari survived by the skin of his crushed finger. Oh man, that's terrible. But he did level up, and that is excellent. So, good to hear that. 990 crowns in our pocket, which is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and put guys back in the line here as we want them to. Let's also level up Ascari here. Getting a 3+ on melee skill. We should probably also, if he's doing... All right, what are you doing right now? So you're doing Pathfinder, Crippling Strikes, probably Backstabber if we're going to be doing dagger work with you. We could also do Shield Expert. No. So he's Crippling Strike, so lowers the melee threshold. So let's give him Backstabber. We're gonna put your dagger back on you here. Let's go ahead and heal your wounds here. That is, I think, enough to unlock the Surgeon, which could potentially be useful for us. Let's also take a look at the marketplace, see if there's anything we wanted to buy. I looked at a little bit of it, and I think we may end up doing some incense. Incense is not cheap here, but it's not... Excuse me. Hiccup. It's not overpriced either, which is relatively significant. We could also potentially look at getting some of the equipment here. Like we may want to replace these maces with the light maces, which go from 25 to 30, or 20 to 35 to 30 to 40. So just a little bit more consistent, a little bit more damage as well, which is quite nice. Is there a weapon smith? Yes. So we could look even at getting something else, like a 3-headed flail. Ooh, that'd be good. Or a Katal dagger. We could get the Katal dagger. That actually begs the question. So that's 25 or 35 to 40. This is 20 to 40. How does it compare to a Katal dagger? 20 to 70. So it's much more efficient in terms of dealing with armor, but not necessarily so much so in other ways. Composite bow. Is that 40 to 55 versus 30 to 50? So a little bit more, a little bit not. It's good. It's good. Whatever. All right. In any case, let's go ahead and give melee skill, melee defense, and initiative to Ascari here. And then I think we are going to end up getting dodge. So we'll get dagger mastery, and we'll eventually get dodge here. Maybe even overwhelm wouldn't be a bad deal. Something to consider. Sell these two. We can sell these. I'm thinking we can also sell a couple of these. Nothing in there is really much of a concern. We are going to go ahead and rotate out Ascari, the Desert God, and then we will be bringing in our Sargent here. Let's get these out here. Put those on you. And then Haroon, our Battleforge tank, who's really kind of questionable, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, we will end up giving that hooked blade too. All right, that should be good for now. Let's take a look at some of these quests. 2,020 crowns, 2,100 to go to Hoenau. Why not go right back? I mean, it's great money, right? Now, ooh, what we should do. So we'll need 600. So maybe what we could do, get some incense. Let's go with that. The tools are cheap here. We might want to stock up, but the medical supplies are expensive. So that'll be fine. That will be fine. Tools are a sunk cost. We need that eventually. So let us go. The prestige is growing. Thank you. We currently have no ambition. Working on it. And what did we see? Nomads. Not great. But not terrible. It was only 6. Relatively unconcerning. All right, and now our next ambition. Let's see what we are going to be doing. We need to catch the eye of noble houses, seek fame and fortune, enter and win 5 fights in the arena, awarded a unique accessory, rally the troops. Okay, actually, a sergeant might not be bad. Or enter each village, city, fortification, and castle. I really don't see the value in that just yet, to be honest with you. Of these, the things that interest me are the arena and the nobles. That said, though, having a level 3 sergeant could be quite nice. So I think that's actually what we're gonna do, because that's already on our to-do list. And since we're gonna be doing that anyway, let's go for it. So we just need to hopefully get some more money, do a little bit more as we're working through this. Some brigand marksmen, some raiders. Looks like they are interested in us. Okay, sounds good. Now, I think it's daytime, so we can definitely still do some good damage here. We'll go ahead and try and hit these guys. Pierce chest, always a good start. Try and hit these guys with no equipment here. Would love to get you down for the count if possible. Looks like 3 crossbows, 4 crossbows, in fact. So having that additional ranged damage is good here. We're gonna move you here. Oh, interesting. We get conscripts, and yeah, we get 2 conscripts. Ow, okay. Well, that didn't go well. All right, we're gonna move you forward. We're gonna wait on you. Excellent. I think if we move here, hit him in the head, excellent. We can rotate around. Now you, who has a bandage? Gunner. Okay, so you need to get by Gunner here. We're gonna move you around. Man, that was a lucky shot. Very unfortunate here. Vernhard already done. Let's move you up here, and a 60% chance to strike. Unfortunately, that's a miss. It's okay though. Let's get you initiative here and start the next turn. 55% chance. Excellent job. All right. Sorry, itchy nose here. 63 or 38. Well, I think we got to go with the 63. Unfortunately, that did not work. Bandage you up. And then we're going to rotate you just to be safe. I don't think it'd actually do anything, but just being safe here. 26% chance. Or we could do a 48% on you. I'm good with that. Missed it, unfortunate. See, if we go down here, we can get a 26% chance. That's fine. That's worth it, I think. Did he just chill? X in 10 turns? Maybe he did. Put shield up. All right. Oh, no. He killed the guy with the big thing. Dang it. That was supposed to be our kill. Let's get you. Now you missed. That's okay. You're going to hurt, though. Oh, that seems to be very in a struggling position. Very much so. I think we're going to move you over here, so at least you're blocked by the tree, hopefully. You're not going to be able to do anything just yet, as of this turn anyway. But we can move you over here and try and get this guy. I think we'll move you down here, and then now we need to move our flail into position here. It is going to be obviously very important to get as much loot as we can from this. We want to get their armor, we want to get their loot, we want to get everything we possibly can. Trying to get that. It's okay. I didn't expect as much. Or I didn't expect any more, I should say. Let's get a 48% chance and a good shot. Stabbed guts. If I move here, we can take a shot. And it missed. That's okay. 70%. We got to take the 70%. And it looks like he is running now, which is excellent. So we will go for this guy. 38%, but of course he is a little bit high. A little bit higher up, so a little bit scarier. Hit Siegfried, but Siegfried looks like he's doing okay. Man, it's kind of crazy. I guess that was a straight shot to the head, but still. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Should have gone for that guy. instead. Nonetheless. Double miss on the 67% chances is always unfortunate. But, you know what we could do? Could hit him there, and he gets knocked down immediately. Drops his dagger and bolts, which is great. So in this case, we don't have the ability to fight anyone. This guy's hanging out. Maybe... Yeah, I'm just going to try that, and then we'll get into this. So, there we go. There we go. Perfect. So this guy is still... He's still holding. So we can't necessarily do anything about that just yet. That's a good hit on Aiden. I would really prefer not to lose Aiden. So I think the guys that are of most concern right now, probably those archers in the back line that aren't quite ready to give up yet. I think he's shooting at our main guys here. 53%. There we go. One down. Excellent. Okay, he is now fleeing as well. So we basically just need to charge in here. So you are wounded. And then we do have Decapitate here, which could be very significant. And we go. There we go. Good job from Bernhard. I did not expect you to actually play any role in this game, only because you took such massive damage early on. And yet, you came through. Let's go ahead and rotate around here. So we can go for the Brigand Raider here with the good armor. Alright, looks like everyone else is running, so we're going to run behind here and get up. That'll block him from the tree. Not that he'll be able to fight with that anyway. Excellent. We can actually just rotate around you. And then I'm thinking we just hit him. Yeah. Nice. Well done, lads. Try and get this around next time. So he does have the ability to shoot that, of course, which is a concern, but we'll see what he does. Yep, he misses. We take the miss anytime, any place. And we hit the conscript behind him. Oh, interesting. 46%, and he's done. Perfect job, guys. This was not the easiest, based on some of those early hits that the archers got on us, but nonetheless, I'm very, very happy with it. All right. Come on, man. Duel 75. I think he's missed 4 in a row. That's a little rough. Ah, there we go. Excellent. So that is some more stuff here. And we will be able to hopefully lock down this last guy here. He is fleeing. It's quite nice. So don't run them down. Excellent. And we are done. Now, let's take a look at how things work out. We got the pierced side, pierced chest for Aiden and Siegfried, respectively. The grazed neck here, fortunately, healed up. Bernhard's going to be healed up in about 2 days, but he took a lot of damage there. If we take a look at our loot here, we didn't get too much in the way of tools and supplies or ammunition, but decent amount of crowns, 57. And then more importantly, we got the rusty mail coif and the padded dented nasal helm, which I'm quite excited about. We also got a light crossbow and 2 regular crossbows, which is something we may want to consider for our troops, as I don't know that we have them spec'd out for that yet. That's something I've considered, but just haven't kind of worked into yet. So, in any case, we keep moving here. Actually, let's take a look who got level ups here. So Aiden got a level up here. So let's give him more of the same. He's supposed to be frontline DPS. Which I imagine we may want to end up giving him maximum fatigue as well. Yeah, I think that's okay. And then for you, we have adrenaline and recover. I don't remember what our frontline DPSs are speccing in right now. You may be unsurprised to read or to understand that I don't actually know. So, we may end up doing something along the lines of Executioner. That may not be a bad idea. That or Crippling Strikes Could do 9 lives to survive a little bit longer. Or just rotation, you know? If these guys are DPS-wise going to be a little bit less resilient, we'll say, maybe we just want rotation. I mean, rotation saves lives. It really does. So I think if I don't go rotation, I'm going to regret it. I seem to regret it every single time. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, let's take a look at Gunner here. Gunner is going to be increasing his ranged skill. We are going to give him... We probably don't want to give him more initiative. Maybe a little bit more range defense would not be bad. And then fatigue to get him up to 100. And then I think this is kind of the precipice here. So mastery of crossbows and firearms. Skills build up less. 25 less fatigue. 20% damage. Ignores armor. So the other thing, right, is that it's super nice for handguns if we want to go that way. I don't know that we do, realistically. So I think just for no other reason that I think we're going to try and stay in character here, let's give him bow mastery. So he's been using a bow the whole time. He probably wants to use the bow. That's fine. I'm good with it. Can we go here? No, that's fine. Because we do want to sell that incense, of course. We got some good equipment here as well. As I'm thinking about it here, let's trade out for the padded dental nasal helm and the rusty mail coif. Moderately worse than the ancient household helm, but also half the fatigue cost as well. So, very, very nice. And we are down to 667 crowns. We are almost to Hohenau. We are about 2 days out, let's say, roughly. Still can't put ourselves there. But yeah, I think once we get here, we are going to take a look at anything we could potentially sell or look at, and we're going to call it a day. So 42 minutes, of course, the game just goes right by, and I feel like I've been playing for about 5 minutes, but nonetheless. Okay. A relatively successful episode, I would say. We are a little bit low on medical supplies, so we'll need to fix that, but let's take a look here. We have the taxidermist, who's not going to be able to do anything for us. Serpent skin mantle. Reduces damage from fire and firearms, but we're not really fighting too much down in the south. There is not a medical facility down here. However, there is medical supplies, and that's actually not terrible. Let's also take some copper ingots here. We could sell the incense, but unfortunately, we are actually taking a loss as we do that. Ground grains is looking good here, so we might take some of that. Tools and supplies, also very, very cheap. So also, while we have the opportunity, let's take some ammunition. Again, that's not as cheap, but it's pretty good looking. Let's go ahead and sort out here. We will sell some of the loot we took from the last mission, as well as a little bit of the other stuff here. Probably sell this light crossbow. We could probably sell at least one of these crossbows. The scram sacks is a cleaver, and cleavers I have found can be very useful, especially when you're going against something like an unhold, but something to consider. Other than that, we are at a point where we can sell these household helms. Padded surcoat, we're good getting rid of. Then we can also sell these quivers of bolts here, at least most of them. All right, I think that pretty much wraps things up. We're at 1,400 gold. 10% lower item cost, which is good. Let's take a look at the guys here, see if there's anyone super special here. 59. Good resolve, 3 stars in resolve, but crappy starting resolve, which is just the way of a farmhand. But is Spartan, which is nice. Good melee defense to start. Perfect melee stats to start, also good. Manfred, the meat. Faint-hearted, so -4 on the resolve, but... or -5 on resolve, but does have almost max starting resolve plus 3 stars. That's really not a bad deal, actually. That's fairly decent. That is fairly decent. I mean, even with the -5 resolve, it's questionable, but nonetheless, I think we gotta pass on that, but still. All right, and then lastly, we have Ernst, the insecure miner, who has great base resolve stats, but only 1 star, and a grand total of 4 stars. Okay melee, good melee defense, crappy range, but we're not going to be using it for range. But realistically, the terrible fatigue is also not really great. So I think we're going to pass on these guys as much as I like them. We do need to be just a little bit more picky as we're kind of working through these guys. So we're not going to be selling the incense here. Part of that is, of course, that we are well supplied. So we're getting 10% less in our profits, but something to consider. In any case, let's take a look one more time here. If there's anything else we wanted to buy, I don't think so. Maybe that I didn't see any nets. So maybe next time we'll go and try and find a couple dogs that we want to buy. I know the dogs have served us very, very well in the past. But yeah. Alrighty, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like the content, like the video, and you'd like to see more of it, or if you have any suggestions, whether you'd like to name a brother after yourself, or whether you have a suggestion about how I should be doing things better, whether that's either in the game or in the video, I would really love to hear about it down below. If not, no big deal. I'm so glad you stopped by. Thank you so much. So anyway, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.